It helps brands to showcase their business, showcase their brand, and make it known to the world. It helps as a tool where you can it's just a link. You can have a page that you can share to an employer or someone who wants to know about your business, and the person will use it to get a quick rundown of what your business is all about, and the person can from there contact you via like a message. The person can send like a contact message to you and you receive it in your mail, something like that. So I wanted to feature something that can show your recent works, and then talk about like your business. So that's the trend. Can I go on?
Yeah, you can go on.
So the for as for the team members, this is a solo project. Then the inspiration, I've talked about that before. It was inspired out of my desire to help businesses get online in a very simple way, because I saw that most of the implementations already require you to pay for them, and without the details of upload this, upload that, verify this, verify that. So many brands don't have an online presence. So that is what inspired me to come up with the project. Then, as for the technology and architecture, I used Python as the language. Then the framework is Flask. And as for my object relational mapper, I used SQL Alchemy to make it easy for me to read data from the database. So I also added an API to facilitate that. The other technologies I use on the web front end are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, including jQuery. Then, as for the resources that I used, am I too fast? Hello?
Just continue talking. Yeah,
Can
okay,
you
I'm
still hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, I can see what you're doing.
Okay, as for the resources that I use, I use the whole of intranet, the whole of ALX intranet, and Digital Ocean. Their articles are worthwhile. Then, as for the core algorithms and code snippets, I use SHA-256 from Ashley, and it's dangerous for password authentication. So the code snippet is here in the repository. So this link goes to the repo. The repo is here. Then the process, the collaboration and timeline. The process, well, this took about a month, week after week, following the intranet way, the plan that we were given on the intranet. It wasn't easy, but at the same time, it was not hard. Like it was not difficult. All I just needed was to keep following the plan, keep following the Kanban board. So, and so long as I stick to the process, to the plan, it was easier. And as for collaboration, I worked in this alone, and that's what I want to change in my specialization projects from now on. Although I I sought for help when I got stuck on stuff from the mentors, the Kun, for example. Then the timeline throughout the project, I was conscious of time, or I did not let getting 200% pressurize me to rush in the task. So I took my time. Can I go on?
Yes, you can go
So
on
I
to your
wanted to make
true.
it into something that I myself would like. So that was why I had to take my time and try to make it the best that I can, the best way that I can. So for challenges that I overcame, Okay, before I get to the challenges, I would like to show you guys the project. I would like to show you guys the project. Let me start it up on my background. So I'm going to start it up right now so that I'll show you how guys how the project looks like. I'm gonna grab the snippets quickly because I don't want to waste your time. So with the API and the web app started, I'm gonna open it in the browser to show you guys. So like this is the project, the landing page. Can you see my screen? Please say
Yeah, I can
hi
see
if you
yours.
are still there. So here's the landing page. Then here is our own page, the featuring page. So here I'm using a combination of I'm using Ajax and JavaScript to load the data from the back end, and I chose that so that it will not conflict with the Flask that I'm using, the API. So I'm going to log in. So let me log in as a user. There's Nature's Bounty, there's Tech Vision, there's a lot of users. Let me log in as Vision. So here's how the dashboard looks like. You can add work, the title, and you can view your brand page from here. To open up a new tab, you close that for a second. You can share the brand and it will open the web share API on your device. So that's how the sharing works. Then there's Vix parts that helps new users to get on board. Then there's the settings where you can change stuff. Let me close that up for a second. So back to the brand page, I want to show you guys how this really works. Let me open another brand. There's another brand too, Nature's Bounty, one of the ones I created myself. So here's how it really works. The first is an overview. The first section is an overview of the brand, what it is, their tagline, and what they do, what they offer, what they have to offer. So the second one are details about the brand. Then they have like detail points that they can add. You can add up to like four detail points. This one is just like some data got I generated some data with some JSON data that I use to feed my database. Then for their works, they can add a maximum of six works, six recent projects. So with the image, the title, and the description. Now, if you want to contact them, you are going to have to use the contact form here. And when you do it, you send an email to this their mail that is here, that is right here. So I'm going to demonstrate this now with the train because that's one I have the mail. So for this particular one, this is my mail. So I'm going to demonstrate it with that. So let me open up my mail first. On gonna send to my mail. Or let's just or should we create a new one? Should we create a new brand to test it?
No, no, no. You can work with it. Continue.
Okay, I should continue with this one. Okay. So I'm going to enter a new message. So the name, let's say is from Joanna Anderson. Email, I'll use one of my email here. I'll use 62abu211 at gmail.com. So then the message, hi, we are testing the foundations project. So and then you click on send. And when you do so, it's gonna send and As you can see, it says message sent successfully at the bottom and the form gets cleared. Now, if you see my inbox was had 15 messages, now it has increased to 16. If I go over there, you can see it here. You have a mail from Mail.Ironic, you have a return contact message from Joanna Anderson. And when you open it, you're gonna have this. So it's gonna have basically like the name of the person who sent it and the message, then a button that you can use to reply, and then the footer. The footer is about the company, something like that. So when you click on the reply button, when you hit the reply button, it's going to open a new mail to that particular person. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
So it's going to open a mail to the person that sent you the message, so you can reply to the message. Um, how I reply the on so here is our reply. So this one is just the basic email stuff you already know. You can just reply to the message and the person will receive it. So that's basically how it works. Then as for the address, I use Google Maps display the address. So the address that the user entered on sign up or from the big part will be displayed here. So I'm going to demo a new user and how it works now. I'm going to sign up a new user. So let me sign out, register. That's the last part. I'm going to sign up a new user. So let's say I want to sign up for ALXSE is the handle. The brand name is ALS Africa. The email address, let's use one of my mails here. Let me see if I've got anyone that's free. Okay, let's use that Control 200. This one is my brother's mail. So I'm gonna use this one. So that's the email address. Then the password, you can have anything. So and there's some validation here. For a second, let me go back so I can show you guys. If you submit, it's going to like tell you that you should provide an email. If I didn't enter a brand name or the brand name is too short to tell me that the brand name must not be less than 3 words. If I don't enter it at all, to tell me please provide a brand name. If I don't enter the handle, you should say please provide a handle or something like that. When I do provide a handle and I try to submit again, it should prevent me and say please provide a brand name. So let's say we say ALS Africa. The brand name doesn't have to be too short. Tell us to provide an email address. So the email address you want to use is Savitro200. If it says Savitro, it's going to test and say no, this is not a valid email. So Savitro200 at still not a valid email. So when we say at gmail.com and we try to submit, it works. Then for the password, you need to provide a password. So if you say AL, just a very short password, then the password is too short. So if you type something else, yeah, so it's going to work. So I don't run this business myself. If you're a solopreneur, like you're a freelancer or it is a personal business, you can tick I run this business myself. But then it is not. I don't run this business myself. So I can just go ahead and become a trainer, going to load and boom, we are signed in. So next we are going to have this. If you are just a new user, you are going to have this setup, this kind of thing on your dashboard. You don't have any works, they don't show you any work because you don't have any work yet. So and they don't show you to add work or because you need to like add setup, you need to add up some basic information. I'm going to use Big Spark to add a tagline. So for the tagline, let's say description, I'm just gonna add anything. Engage with others and ever changing world of technology. Then, as for the address, you can add anything, and anything you add is going to be added. So, I'm going to add an address to my lodge, or I'm just going to say Ifitoka Anambra, depending on whatever you want to add. So, for the cover image link, I'm going to use Unsplash to generate a random image in technology. Hmm? That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue. For the details image link, I'll still use our splash and generate a text detail image. For the details lead, I'm going to add anything. The detail point, localization, you cannot be less proud, just passionate about it. And you can add up to like 4 detail points. And once you exhaust it, it's going to go out. Once you exhaust it, it's gone. So cannot add more than 4. See, once you exhaust it, it's 5 there. You can't add more than that. So globalization, don't want to be left out, and stuff like that. But I'm okay with 3. So let's continue. It's going to ask me to fill it up. Then as for the Twitter link, I'm going to add anything. Twitter link is necessary, such as, and so is the WhatsApp number. So I'm going to include my WhatsApp number. Instagram and the rest are optional. So when I submit, the brand information has been updated. Then to tell me that I don't have any work yet, that I should add the work. Now we can go on and view the brand page at this point, but it is not that mature. So if you look at it, here's how it looks. Here are the stuffs I added. Told you guys a maximum of 4, so the API overlooks one. The recent projects are just template stuff. Then, if you guys take a look, the map is saying Ifiteoka Anambra. So that's from Google Maps. I use Google Maps API to do that. So I'm going to add a work. The title of the work is Portfolio Project. For the description, say ELX rocks. Then as for the image link, I'm gonna say let's just add anything, brand content. So you can add another work, ELX, and you save. And if we view our brand page again, we can use this or we can just reload here. It's still convenient, but I'll just, and when we reload, we see how the new page looks like. It shows the recent project, and whether you have a new project in mind, you can see the contact message and to send it to this email. So that's basically how it works. You can add work to from this button. You can modify the settings. You can add a Telegram link. And when you do this, when you do add any social link, these links here at the bottom will be updated. So let's say I add something. Let's say I add a Telegram link or an Instagram link. Let me add a Telegram link. t.me/6 and let's say YouTube to on slash at 6 Now if I save and this brand information is updated, then if I reload this page, you're gonna see that the buttons here increased. Can you see it? Can you see it from my screen?
Yeah, I can see. Just
Hello?
go on. I'm seeing you.
So and if you click on it, it leads to the individual pages. Here leads to Twitter, leads to Twitter. Then this one leads to Instagram, YouTube. it's YouTube and the rest. Telegram leads to Telegram. So that's just how the project is. That's how those things work. So for the mail, if you want to test it out, there's Denver. Let's say we are sending from 6 to 7. Let me just use the same mail again. Some new message and click on send, and then it says message sent successfully. If you look at our inbox here, then we have one new message featuring contact message from Denver. And if you open it, there is going to be a new message featuring message from Denver, some new message that you can also reply to. So that's how the portfolio project is. That's like a quick run through or rundown of what I did. So that is it. I let you guys come up with questions. I'll be taking your questions. I didn't complete the slideshow, but maybe I can complete that after the questions, right? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So you can ask your questions.
All right. First of all, I would like to applaud your dedication to this project from all your um presentation and all that. I can see the time and dedication you have in trying to bring out this project, especially with exploring the tools that are being taught by ALX, using Vagrant, using most of the tools that are directly taught from ALX. I really must say, unlike other maybe interviews, some persons, though they still use what is being taught from ALX, but not um, in depth like you have done in this particular project. So I'll give you kudos for that. Your work is actually is a very good presentation, very good work, very good um, idea, and good connecting of your front end and your back end using your API requests and all that. So I will just give it a kudos for me. I don't really have much question because now I could see you. Question I would have asked is, oh, how do you connect your front end to your back end? But you already done that using your APIs. You said that already while you were working. But a quick one, if you were to work with a group of persons, let's say we are working together on this particular project, how are we going to do that, considering the fact that we are not together in the same locality?
Well, we are going to do that remotely with all the tools at our disposal. Of course, we have Slack. I've worked on collaborative projects with people too. Just that the as at the time this project came, I it's one of the challenges I wrote on the this thing. We've not gotten to that part on the slides, but I felt sick, so I couldn't like. By the time I got back, my peers had moved on, but I didn't want to stop. I just wanted to continue. I didn't want to give up. So I decided that I'm going to do the project even though I'll have to do it alone. So I that was it. So as for the connection, how we are going to do it is that we are going to schedule tasks. Everybody will have their own task to do. We are going to divide it. That's what I like most about collaborative projects. There's shared all the tasks are shared, and it's easier when you are plenty. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Because one person takes the API, another person takes the web app, or say two persons can work on the API and three persons can work on the web app. The more the merrier, right?
yeah,
So that's what I admire so much about group projects. You get to like have a particular, and the way like it is shared, you get to write modular code, and with the modularity there, everybody faces their own little portion and makes the best out of it. So I appreciate collaborative projects a lot, and I like working with teams. So that's
How about exploring about with GitHub, sharing files and making contributions apart from Slack? Uh,
okay. Apart from Slack, with GitHub, I would like to use pull requests to collaborate with people. I also like inviting people to repos, but I prefer using pull requests on collaborative projects.
okay, just a quick one. When we talk about sharing of files on GitHub, um, there are many ways to which we could do that. Like now, you're having the front end and the server and the back end part. In a particular repo, when you're working with other persons, you make use of branches, so you don't commit to the main branch. So if I were to work on the front end and you were to work on the back end, I'm not just going to commit my project to push down to the main repo, to the main
Yeah,
branch.
yeah, yeah, I understand.
I'll have to create a branch, and when I create the branch, I would um, make my contributions and share my code to that particular branch, and you do also to your own particular branch, so that we can easily when it's time to actually bring the MVP to production mode, we can actually pull from different branches and merge together to
Yeah,
put
yeah,
onto
yeah.
the
We
main
pull
branch.
and merge.
Yes, that is like one good important collaborating skill you need to know. You need to be conversant with. Yeah, you communicate with Slack, but sharing files based on version control and tracking your progress and all that, you can't really do that in Slack. Slack is just good for instant messaging, meetings, and other like communication sphere also. But GitHub
Yes,
is
you are
more
right.
like
You are
handling
absolutely on point.
you GitHub is more like handling your files, controlling your files. Like your work may be working last week and today is not working again. You can easily track back. Okay, as at last week, let me pull the version of last week I had and start from that version to continue coding. Then if you can't figure out where your issue is coming from, so using Git to collaborate personally and with other persons, it's actually a skill a developer should just know in this our modern time. So that's just one thing I just want to point out, apart from Slack
Okay.
and other communication.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Well,
Oh,
as regards that, I think most of the collaborative projects I've worked with people on ALX, I think we did that too. Where we usually have the main branch, then we have the development branch, we have the dev branch. Then there was this project I worked on too. It was off ALX, was was off ALX, but then let me see if I can pull it off. But then it involved me to work on different branches too. So that's like basically it. We had like
okay,
a
no
branch for
problem. I'm
API
glad
and
you
web.
No problem.
So and
I'm glad you know about it. You don't need to show me the. I'm just
okay,
glad you know about it already. So since I was just asking based on the fact
what
that this particular project you are working alone, so just an observation, and I'm glad you know about it and you're already used to it. So I'm okay with that,
okay,
and
okay,
so
I
generally it's
understand.
a
I
kudos from my
understand.
end.
Thank you very
Generally,
much, sir. I
go on.
thank you very much, sir. I have a question.
Okay.
Which integration strategy, like when you pull, do you just use the straightforward merge or replace? Because personally, like for let's say a long time now, I've liked rebasing, I used to rebase, but I think since last year and or beginning of this year, something like December last year up to now, I've been using merges. So which one would you recommend? Is it a merge or a rebase when you are pulling from upstream?
Commonly, I see people using merge, but I believe most of all these things are what you are because both also works, both does the job. So it's what will I say you are conversant with, or you are more familiar with, or you are okay with. But most times, I see people do pull and merge to merge branches. Most times, yeah, don't really rebase. But if any of them you could do, it's fine. But it's good to just know the two, because we may be working in a company that does rebase or pull and measure to be another added advantage for you.
Yeah, I understand what you are saying now. Okay, thank you very much for
All
the
right, good,
review
nice
and for
presentation.
making your time, for making our time to come. I'm very, very glad. I'm very, very happy you made it to my presentation. So maybe I'll just go over the last two slides quickly. So for the challenges, technically at some points, I needed a more efficient way of handling all the brands. And all the brands simply and authentication, deciding the auth flow between the web app and the API. So I thought of using a JavaScript framework, something like React, because I know React. I've used React before. So I thought of using something like React, but I decided that it is a no-no because the whole point of the project was so that I could like use Python and Flask and get more conversant with it. And to say the truth, I learned a lot throughout the process. I learned a lot about Python, right? I think if I like it more, if they can include more of the projects that you do on your own, like you come up with an idea with a group. Maybe you have a group, let's say a group of 3 or 4 persons, you come up with an idea in the intranet, let's say 1 or 2 or more projects would make like a lot of sense because with the projects where we are guided, something like the Airbnb, I had to read the resources, but every step of the way, it felt like Guillaume or Martin was beside me, telling me, okay, for this task, I want you, especially, for example, something like the MySQL server, where we had to create a master and a slave. It felt like Guillaume or Martin was beside me, telling me, this is what you do, this is the next step of the way, this is the next thing you do. So everything is just so outlined. It's perfect. I like the way the tasks are detailed in the intranet. But maybe like after those ones, if they can give us like 1 or 2 projects that we like do on our own or with peers, I think that's like something that I found out from this project because actually like I had to like explore a lot during the way. Then as for the non-technical challenges, I had to battle with power outage. I'm in Africa. I'm not just in Africa, but I'm in Nigeria. That I'm proud of black, Sha. I'm black too. But then I'm in Nigeria, so I had to battle with power outage and I got sick. So the illness part, although I overcame it by God's grace. I give all glory to God. Then this is the
Yeah.
last part of the slide. This is the last slide. The learnings about technical interest. So as regards technical interest, this project helped me realize that building API is awesome and I just got interested in the whole API stuff and it also made me to realize more. And for a long time now, I'd always like to be a full stack full stack engineer. I like full stack engineering, like being able to do the front end and back end and stuff. And from ALS expert sessions that I've gone to, like most of them, all of them, they always tell you that yeah, it's good for you to specialize in one, but it is always better like if you know something about the other too. So like it just um made me to know because every time I always used to think that I have equal love for the both of them. The both of them are okay, but I think like I like back end. I like back end more, and That's what this project helps me realize. It helps me realize my technical interest, and so that's just it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you're liking backend because backend is really, bro. But I'm glad you got the experience. ALX program is trying to let you get doing hard things and coming out true. So there's no problem. I don't think I have any further question rather than giving you kudos and wishing you well on your tech journey as you almost go to the final phase of your ALX journey also. So it's a good one for me and like I say congratulations for you.
Thank you very much, sir. I, I'm very
So do
excited.
you have your correction link with you? A correction link. I don't know if it has automatic because by now it's should have. So you just send me your correction link on my email and we are done.
Okay, I'll send you the correction link. I'll prepare that project and I'll send you the correction link today right away. My battery is
All
going
right.
down, but
No
I'll try
problem.
to
All right.
see how fast I can get it done.
Yeah, have a nice day and take care. Okay.
And you